What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and welcome back to another episode of the 5 Takeaways, where we delve even deeper into the game and we give you 5 takeaways of what we have learnt from the game. And there's quite a bit from yesterday's game. There really was. A lot of positives to take from that, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was a great performance, great attacking performance, best performance in a while. And I think everyone was a bit encouraged by what they saw yesterday. We can't rest on our laurels in terms of what we need to do to turn this season around, but it was a good first step. I think everyone can agree on that.
All right, and let's get into it. And the first takeaway is that dominant Davinson Sanchez.
So Sanchez yesterday was really played really well. Everyone acknowledged that, but he also bears out in the numbers and how dominant he was. He won the most aerial duels on the pitch. He competed for the most duels on the pitch. He had the most clearances on the pitch as well. So he really dealt with all that was thrown at him, and he dealt with it really well. And he actually had the most passes on the pitch as well. So he was able to keep it simple on the deck and not have too many sloppy moments. So it was a really good, encouraging performance from Sanchez.
Sometimes we kind of put down Davinson for his kind of passing ability and his range of passing, his lack of range of passing, or should I say. And what I was quite kind of impressed with in this game was the way he kept it simple and mainly only played these short passes into a Toby Alderweireld, into a Serge Aurier, to the players next to him who have much better outlets than him, to kind of keep it more simple. I would air a bit of caution, as you know, because Burnley didn't have their
caution.
Burnley didn't have their strongest starting lineup there, and I do fear that if Wood was playing, he would have been able to bully Davinson a bit more than kind of Vidra and those likes could have done.
Yeah, but look, you can only play what's in front of him,
Yeah.
and what he did a great job. So hopefully he can carry this on and carry on a bit of confidence into the next game, because we're going to need him from now to the end of the season. That's reality.
I mean, we've needed him all season, to be honest, and all season he's kind of let us down time and time again.
Yeah.
This game was a step in the right direction, but obviously caution.
Yeah. All right.
Let's get on to number 2, and number 2 is Son, the creator.
Yeah, so Son has taken a majority goal-scoring role this season, for the majority of the season, but just of late, he's starting to add a lot more chance creation assists to his game. He also got 3 assists in the 5-4 defeat to Everton not so long ago. He got 2 assists in this game. He created 7 chances, including 3 big chances, which is the most chances any Spurs player has created since 2018, which was Christian Eriksen. He had an expected assist rate of 1.7 yesterday, and he's now up to 8 assists in the Premier League, which I think puts him in the top 5. So then he's catching up on Harry Kane's 11 assists. So he is starting to shoulder a bit more creative burden on that left-hand side, and you can see some of the crosses he was whipping in, and he was unlucky not to have even got another assist right at the end when Kane fluffed a really big chance. So good stuff from Sonny.
Yeah, after, you would have said he's had a bit of a dip in form the last couple of weeks. I thought he was back at it again. And the only thing missing from the performance yesterday was a goal, really, in my opinion. And he should have got that, let's be honest. He should have. Nick Pope had a really good save, and the other one, his other chance, he kind of fluffed the lines. But in terms of his creative role in the team yesterday, I thought it was second to none. It really was. Like you say, the most chances created in a Tottenham team since 2018, which was Christian Eriksen, and we all know the creative burden he had on the team. So look, it's all great news from Sonny. Great to see him back in form, and I thought it was a really good performance.
Yeah.
And let's get on to number 3, and number 3 is Gareth Bale is back, people. This is not a drill.
Bale is back, exactly. Come on. Obviously, Gareth Bale put in an absolutely fantastic performance yesterday in the 4-0 win, getting 2 goals and 1 assist in the game. That takes him from the last 4 games. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 games. So he really is starting to come into form. He had more touches in the box, in the Burnley box, than any other Spurs player. And he also defensively competed for 8 duels and had 4 recoveries. So he's doing the dirty work as well. So it was an all-round great performance from Bale. He did go off after 70 minutes, but he goes off, I think, putting a real shift. And it's very, very encouraging signs, and he's just getting better and better with each pass of the game at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely true. The last 4 games especially, he is just getting better and better, starting off from that little cameo against Man City. We just saw some flashes in there at the end when the game was already gone in terms of Man City. You can argue weren't really looking at that game anymore, even in that last 10 minutes. But after that, the performances, I know, albeit 2 of them were against Wolfsberger, but like you said before, you can only play what's put in front of you. 2 brilliant performances against Wolfsberger, a great half against West Ham, and this tops it all off. A superb 70 minutes against Burnley. It really was. He's gone from strength to strength the last 4 games. It's great to see him back with a smile on his face and back playing well, like we know he can do. All these BALE haters from around the Premier League can shut their mouths now for a little bit, and let's hope these performances continue.
And what's great as well, he's coming up in different positions. Like for the 3 goals, 3 games in a row now, he's come up in that right wing position where he's cutting inside and whipping it into the back post on his left foot in really clinical fashion. He did that twice against Wolfsburg and once against Brighton. And if you think about some of the other goals he scored, they've been in striking positions. You think of the goal against Wickham, the goal against Stoke as well was a header right in the central position, and the goal in the first one yesterday. So he's picking up different kind of positions in the front line as well. So he's mixing it up and he's getting harder to track, so it's really positive.
Yeah, I mean, he's roaming a lot and you just don't know where he's going to pop up, do you?
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to say on BALE is that nostalgic moment when he rinsed it past Charlie Taylor, hitting it past him, a bit of a taxi for Maicon moment. It was just a bit of nostalgia for us. I'd love to see him do it more, but I can understand.
Yeah, probably. It's one of the things he can probably do once or twice a game, but he used to be able to do it for 90 minutes, but that's long gone. But yeah, look, good stuff from BALE.
All right, let's move on to number 4. The 4th takeaway is attacking Spurs.
So, yeah, it was one of our most attacking performances of the season, and that bears out in the stats as well. In terms of dominance, how dominant we were. Our XG yesterday was 2.36, which is our highest XG since the 1-1 draw against Fulham back in December, which we got 3.14, even though we ended up drawing that game. And it's also the lowest expected goals against we've had since Arsenal in November, 0.6. So it just goes as testament to how solid we were at the back and how creative we were going forward, that it was a highest in those kind of time periods. And I think that bore out on the result, and I think it was testament to how we played and how we kept them quiet as well. So we had to do both things really well.
Yeah, I think that attacking intent started from that first minute. I think we came out the blocks, we wanted it. I think even in the last few minutes, it really showed how much we wanted it, and we were defending corners. I think Jose Mourinho mentioned it, or someone mentioned it on the TV last night, saying that they saw how we were defending a corner in the last minute like the game was only 1-0, and that's completely right, and it's something that you wouldn't associate with this Tottenham team maybe in the last couple of months. Yeah,
agreed. And it was a really dominant display, and hopefully there's more to come from it. We just need to carry it on.
All right, and the last and final takeaway is clean Hugo.
So Hugo registered his 100th clean sheet for Tottenham in the Premier League, which is a great milestone for him, a great servant to the club. That's the 9th quickest goalkeeper to reach 100th clean sheet for their club in Premier League history, which is probably better than most people would think. And if he's been here 8.5 seasons, so he averages 12 clean sheets a season, which is pretty decent for us.
You got to remember that in that one season, he was part of the best defence in the Premier League.
I think 2 seasons in a row,
even.
Yeah. So that was he was great, and I think he's still maybe not on top of his game, but he's still definitely a very good goalkeeper, and I think he goes very underrated and very under the radar. I know he didn't have a lot to do against Burnley, but that clean sheet was a nice milestone for him.
Yeah, very nice milestone. Well done to Hugo for achieving that. He's been at Spurs for a long time now. What is it, 8 years, 9 years?
Since 2012. So, nearly... Yeah, he's, 9... Yeah, coming up to 9 years. Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, he's been at Spurs a long time. Me, personally, I really rate Hugo as a keeper, but we do need to start thinking about his replacement at some point because, his contract is running down.
Every keeper, every player has time, to go. And he's 33 now, 34. So it's only natural, but I still think he's got enough left in the tank if he wants to see out his contract. I would have no quarrel about him being our number 1 next year.
Yeah, I know, 100%. I completely agree with that, but you still need to start thinking about his eventual replacement.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is it. Those are the 5 takeaways from the 4-0 win against Burnley yesterday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Let me know if you agree with our takeaways. Let me know if you have any additional takeaways. That is it. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.